scoop.
First things first, I want to go over a couple of news stories, and then we're going to get right into the question of the day, which is who is working and who isn't and why. Okay, so first things first. In the news today, the Baltimore Police Department is investigating a video that appears to show one of its sergeants deliberately coughing on several people in blatant disregard to the rules. Now, this happened, of course, in Baltimore, in the hood. The viral Instagram video begins with the unidentified officer walking past a woman who was filming with her camera and outside the Perkins Homes housing complex in Southeast Baltimore. Now, you know this had to be the hood for the police to be disrespectful like that. I'm going to turn off the comment for a minute, and I'm going to run the stories down, and I'll come back to the comments shortly. In the clip, it shows this police officer coughing multiple times without covering his mouth as he walked past the woman and some of her neighbors, nearly all of them who appeared to yell at him. It never ceases to amaze me how disrespectful some police can be. Now, I happen to have people who are what they call on the job, people who work in the police department, people who have all kinds of jobs in the police department. I have family all over the place. And what's sad is that one asshole can make it rough for an entire department of police. Listen, if you don't want to be a police officer, if you don't want to work in the hood, then don't work in the hood. Go do something else, man. Bag groceries. Do whatever you have to do. But if you don't want to be there, don't be there. And if you're angry, go be angry somewhere else. And what I don't understand, people, and maybe some of you can explain this to me, how is it that I have to, as a man who pays taxes, have to watch out for the people that are actually supposed to protect me? I'm still trying to understand how I how I take my tax dollars, pay your salary, and I have to basically be on eggshells around you. Technically, you work for me, so I don't understand how that works. Number two is, 50 Cent went on Instagram Live and reportedly said that he would prefer to have Tekashi 6ix9ine in his family over his biological son, Marquise Jackson. Now, 50 Cent previously referred to Tekashi 6ix9ine as his son, if you don't know about that. But that was all before all the snitching came to light. Many people have been curious as to how the legendary rapper feels about his former self-proclaimed quote-unquote king of New York. And listen, I like Tekashi, I like his music, I thought what he did was cool, but listen, you don't proclaim yourself the king of New York. Somebody has to call you the king of New York. That's like me saying I'm the king of Harlem. I can walk around and say I'm the king of Harlem in my mind, but people have to crown me the king of Harlem. I can't just walk around and say I'm the king of Harlem. And after getting arrested and turning into a federal informant, 50 began to distance himself from Tekashi 6ix9ine. Even though he violated the street code and threw all of his homies under the bus, 50 would still prefer to call that guy his son instead of his son Marquise. Now, as someone who has an ex-wife who I do not call my baby mother because I was married to her at one time, I call her the mother of my children, I know how deep and disrespectful it can get when you don't see eye to eye and you break up and you have issues and it's a beef. And I also know how you can talk about that person around your kids and how nasty it can get. And I don't know what happened between them. I don't know what happened with Fifth and his baby mother and all that. But there's something there. And part of it, if it was just me guessing, me in a room just guessing a fly on the wall or whatever, I would say part of it is from the baby mother just saying, yo, fuck your father, that motherfucker ain't shit. Like, it's partially that. And then the other part is 50 being the person he is. Because if you don't know Fifth, I personally think that Fifth is one of the smartest rappers that I ever met. Honestly, like one day me and 50 sat down for like 4 hours when he was buying some jewelry in GU, their office. And I came in there to interview Tony Yayo and I think Lloyd Banks because they were coming out with a project. And Fifth was just in the back buying jewelry. And we were talking and I sat in there with him for 30 minutes and 30 minutes became an hour became 2 hours, and 2 hours became 3, and he made me understand everything that he's about and what he does. That was a very interesting conversation, because at that point, this was before he had put out the 50 laws of his book of the 50 laws. But there's a book, people, if you want to be up on it, it's called The 50 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. And what 50 did was he read that book, and what he did was he took all of the lessons from that book and he applied them to hip hop. So I'm gonna give you a good example. One of the laws in the book is called "Do Not Outshine the Master." No matter what 50 does, his antics, whatever he does, it does not matter. He's not gonna step in the way of Eminem. He's not gonna try to outshine Eminem. He's not gonna talk crazy about Eminem and Dre. I think it happened one time, but he fell right back in pocket. One of the rules in the 48 Laws of Power is destroy your enemies completely and totally. And do not let them come back, because if they come back, they will avenge people's deaths. And he did that. He attempted to do that, or did that, with Ja Rule. He continued to step on Ja Rule, and he just made it where he couldn't get any breath. And I watched that. There's another rule in the 48 Laws of Power that talks about make your enemies argue with each other and you become stronger. So one time what he did was he got on Hot 97 and he said something about the Lox's publishing. And the Lox got hurted, they got upset, they were angry, and they started fighting Puff. They started fighting Puffy. So now they're fighting Puffy, and what he did was he walked away and he became stronger. And 50 said something to me that day that was very, very interesting. He said, hip-hop is the only game where you can actually move people around like chess pieces on a board. And I at that point I said to him, I said, you know something? If I had a choice between fighting you, like literally, let's go here with the hands, or you being my enemy, I'd rather fight you and get it over with, and whatever we do, because I understood how smart he was. I understood how smart he was, man, and I'm telling you, for him to do what he's done, and anybody who becomes an enemy of 50 is usually a problem. There's only 2 people that I've ever seen that have become enemies of 50 that it turned out okay for. And I'm going to tell you who those 2 people were, okay? The 2 people who wound up being okay with after they got into a war with 50 were Rick Ross. Somehow Ross survived it, because Ross was like, he came with the attitude of, I don't care, what you say don't matter. He survived it. And Jadakiss survived it. Jadakiss survived it as well, because 50 put out that Piggy Bank record, and right after that, Jadakiss put out Animal. And that record was really, 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 really vicious, man. And I noticed that the beef just dissipated, man. Because if you play with a guy like Jadakiss or Fabulous or Lloyd Banks or Fred the Godson or like P, like all these guys that really spit lyrics, you're gonna have a problem. So that kind of dissipated. Those are the only 2 times that I've actually seen a backing away from 50. But other than that, man, 50 go hard on everybody. The final story is the controversial Louisiana pastor, and I don't know if you know about him. He continues to hold in-person church services. No matter, he doesn't even care about what's happening with the coronavirus, and he says that true Christians do not mind dying. Now his name is Tony Spell. He's in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and the church is called the Life Tabernacle Church. He defended his views on what he's doing. He said that, and he told us to TMZ. TMZ asked him about the possibility of any worshiper contracting coronavirus and dying in his church. This man said, quote unquote, true Christians do not mind dying. They fear living in fear. Let me explain something to you. As someone who loves God and someone who is heavily into spirituality, don't talk for me, bro. Don't put words in my mouth. I don't want to die no time soon, and don't tell nobody that I'm not afraid of dying. Like, listen, talk for yourself, bro. If you want to die, get yourself out of here. Get yourself a sharp blade. Take yourself out. But don't put the words on us, bro. We don't want the words. Now we're gonna go to the question of the day. I'm gonna turn the commenting back on. I need to know who is working, who isn't, and why. So listen, if you're working, give me a thumbs up. If you're actually still working, you have a job, and you're getting paid, thumbs up. If you are not working, thumbs down. If you're not working, you got laid off, or you got furloughed, or your job will come back when the coronavirus is over, give me a thumbs down. If you're actually working, up. Not working, down. Katie the photographer, I would like to talk to you. You are not working because of asthma. Let's see what happened about that, if you don't mind. So I want to know who's working, who's not working. Who's working, who's not working. RMWS 86, you're working. What do? You can see my skull, bro. Well, what do you want from me? What do you want from me? Activist lightsaber, what do you want from me? I'm like, look, you want to see my skull? You can see everything. RMWS 86, what do you do for a living? Tell me what you do for a living. G&G Andrews, tell me what you do for a living. Why are you working? How is it going? Trips 420, tell me what you're doing for a living. Why is it working? Why are you working? What's going on? DJ Leno Waxman, I know you're not working because you're a DJ. Let's see. If you want to get into my live and discuss this, hop out of the live, hop back in and request to be in my video, and I'll get at you. Let's see here. Let's see what's happening with this. Trips 420, I would love to hear what you have to say as well. Lucy Reed, I would like to hear why you're not working. What's going on? Hi.
Hello. Hi. How are you?
Okay. So you're not working?
No, because I'm a DJ, and it's a lot of people. And when the Corona started, I have a lot of events, and they are just canceled. And right now in Israel, they say only in September, maybe we can be a lot of people together. So until September, I don't have nothing to do. And the government, because I am, I'm sorry, my English is
That's all right. Go on with your English and say what you want.
Because I'm independent in Israel, so the government not give us money. I mean, not all of them. So right now I don't have money, and I have payments and rent, and that's it. I just said.
I thank you for your comment, and I'm going to get back to you later. Let me tell you what's happening over here. I am in the same position as you. I'm a DJ, so I make a certain amount of money, so I'm unable to get a stimulus check. They will not give me a stimulus check. There's a possibility I might get a stimulus check for my business, but I don't know. I applied for it. Let's see how it works. As for what's going on with my business, basically a lot of my shows have been rebooked to August of this year. We are hoping that in August, all of us will be able to be together and congregate one more time. So hopefully if that works, it works. I think if it's not August, it will be September, 100%. And in that respect, I just gotta wait and see and see how it all turns out and how it all shakes out. The real Charles X, I got you. Kaz Howard, I got you. G Andrews, you work in animal and human health. You definitely have to have that. You definitely have to have that. RMWS, working in the kitchen. I'm a manager at restaurateur, and we do a takeout, unfortunately. Well, listen, man, at least you still have a check. The question is, people that are working, are you still making the same amount of money that you were making beforehand? Or are you making less? And with that being said, are you paying your rent? Because if you're not making as much money, maybe you don't pay your rent. The Gifted One, I need to get at you. I owe you that record. I have sent you like 38 fucking emails saying, yo, bro, what you want me to do? You want Brains to write the record? What you want me to do? I have been looking for you. The Gifted One, after this, please text me, hit me on DM. I want to do the course with you. I'm at home. We can do it now. Mrs. Bright Ideas, what's going on? Matter of fact, I'm gonna go live with the gifted one real quick, see what he's talking about. DJ to me, what's happening with you? I would like to know if you're working, but you're not making as much money. Are you still paying your payments? Are you still paying your gas, your electric, your rent? What are you paying and what are you not paying? If you're still making the same money, are you just holding on to your money like, fuck that, I'll just hold on to this until it's time for me to pay it and I'll pay it. What's happening, bro?
What's up, man?
Introduce yourself to everybody.
It is Phil, the gifted one. You know, you probably seen me out there with the step, going viral, you know, out there trying to make America great again with fitness.
Yes.
And, you know, I did a record with Scoop, and, you know, we trying to do something out here big.
Okay, so let me explain to you guys something, people. I want you to understand something. This guy is, what he does is he has a stair. He has. If you've ever gone to a gym, you see the steps, and you could, you know, like the Reebok steps. You can go up and down on the steps. He has created dance routines to these steps. At some point, we're gonna do a video where I'm gonna do the music and the yelling and the instructions, and he's gonna do the stepping. People, I want to say something to you. This man is very, very important and critical at this time. Exercise is everything right now. Health is everything right now. I mean, even if you don't have the coronavirus, you give yourself a better chance if you don't have any pre-existing conditions. So with that being said, have you seen an uptick in your business, or is everything kind of still the same?
This been a blessing for me. Probably about 6 years ago, I started doing DVDs, and everybody, when I first did it, everybody was commenting like, "Why you doing DVDs? Nobody have DVD players no more," and stuff like that. And after I did DVDs, I started developing an app.
Mm-hmm.
So I was ahead of this game before it even happened. So now, by this pandemic happening, it's like now everybody trying to catch up to where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's been a blessing for me. My company's been nonstop. We've been shipping daily. As long as the post office open, I'm open.
You open. You moving.
Yeah, I'm open.
You know, it's a blessing for some. It's a curse for others. Me, I
Yeah.
happen to be in a business where my business is not going to move until people go out in the streets. But
Right.
it has made me decide that I'm going to do different things and diversify my things. What I want you to do is give everybody your information, so if they want to go and pick up some of your work, they can. Give it to them.
All right, the gifted one, THEGIFTD, the number 1. You can go to my website at Extreme Hip Hop with Phil. You can go to my fan page, Extreme Hip Hop with Phil, or my YouTube page, Extreme Hip Hop with Phil.
All right.
I'm here, you know, just to have fun, make sure everybody stay healthy, and let's get this ball going.
Exactly. Hit me after I get off. Send me a DM. All right, bro?
I got you, Scoop.
Okay, got you. So everybody, I'd like to know again, what are you doing? Because the reality is, what is a blessing for someone is a curse for somebody else. GNG Andrew says, I'm working all hours and my husband works at food supply. He works running a factory, so we're working both as much as we can. Put a mask on and be safe. Activist Lightsaber, why are you wearing neon like you're 50? Here's the thing, Active Lightsaber. I just tried to go live with you. Matter of fact, I'm going to try to go live with you right now. I'm going to give you the opportunity to say what you have to say. Active unable, he said he's unable to join. One thing I really don't like more than anything is a keyboard gangster. And you're a keyboard gangster. Unless you look like Idris Elba, you don't need to say a fucking thing. Okay? Because people in glass houses cannot throw rocks. Now, my thing is this. If you want to be a man, what you can do is request to be in my live, and you can talk to me like a man. You can take shots at me. I don't mind. Listen, I love neon. I'm one of the first people to wear neon. The story behind this is I was one of the first people to be sponsored by Under Armour. And one day, the people at Under Armour gave me an all-yellow suit like this. It was in 2003. And I wore it because I loved it. And people in the streets were looking at me like, what the fuck is this dude doing? He's a weirdo. He's crazy. Now, everybody wears neon. But the moral of the story with that is that I'm my own man. I do my own thing. I don't worry about what people think. But here's the thing. If you want to take shots at me, you can come on and get in this live. Like, I love that. But what the thing is, that it keeps saying actives lifesaver is unable to join. That means you don't want to come and get in this. Come on with it. Don't be afraid. Get up here. If you want to be a man and take a shot, take a fucking shot. Josh God 95, truck mechanic. My business still cracking on, but work isn't the same, not as busy. Mrs. Bright Idea, more. So they say I'm working all hours and my husband works in food supply. I got you. I got a record for you. Send it to bookings@fatmanscoop.com. Braids by Mrs. C. Are you working or are you not working? Because you're somebody who deals with the public like myself. So are they allowing you to go one-to-one with your business or not? Cleveland, I got you. Nathan Cunningham, Extreme Fitness, he is still working. Sophie, CRTR, work at the local hospital, but signed off for 3 months due to health conditions and being high risk of catching corona. Would rather be at work for sure. Mental health is struggling. Mental health is a motherfucker. Okay, AJE, still making logos for companies, paintings and murals. Okay, cool. That's very cool. Nadia Alvarez X, yes, you can go get these neon shirts and all that stuff at fatmanscoop.com. Go on over there and get it. Let's see here. I am in science. We are protected as we can, but the medics do not have the PPE they need. Listen, the reality of the situation is that none of us were prepared for this. We were told about it before. If you want to go and look it up and do your research, there had been hints. Nobody saw those hints. Nobody took those hints. Had we been paying attention, we would have all been prepared, but we're not. So we have to deal with it. Now, the thing about it is this. We may never see anything like this again. This is something, the last time that this happened, really this way, was the year 1918. But I want to explain something to everybody out here. You may think that you're not blessed, but I want to give a little nugget to you, okay? And here's the nugget, and here's the thing you need to understand, okay? You're in your house with Instagram, you're in your house with Facebook, you're in your house with YouTube, you're in your house with Pornhub, you're in your house with DVDs or whatever you got off the internet in your hard drive of pornos. You're in your house with Xbox, you're in your house with PlayStation, okay? Listen, this would be a fucking disaster if not only was the COVID out here, there was a flood or there was a tornado or there was something where it just wiped you out of your house, you had no money and you had no place to live, and there was COVID. Take this for the blessing it is and sit your ass down. Todd Parrott, not working due to business being closed until further notice. That's what I'm at. That's where I'm at. No, I'm in the business of no people can congregate more than 10 at a time. So I wait and I sit and that's it. And to be honest with you, I'm okay. I can sit this out for a minute. I don't know how long I can sit it out, but I can sit it out for a minute. And hopefully in September, we will start again. And that's it. City could pay you based on neighborhoods and locations. This way, you could still work, but still drive by hype man. Okay, I don't know what the hell that is. Let's go in and see what people are talking about. Express room rentals. I'd love to see what somebody that's renting rooms has to say. His uncle ruined his chances. I don't know what the hell that is talking about. So, again, this is interesting. I need to see your face. I need to see your face, please. Can you please put your face on the screen? We need to see your face, sir.
Hold on.
Okay, please. Come on with it, man. Come on with it.
Yeah, hold on.
You can't just be on here with no damn face. I don't want to see
Hold on.
People are saying,
I don't know.
Huh?
It's not working. I don't know what happened.
All right, pull it together and hit me back. Pull it together.
All right.
Pull it together. And
go. Except my other account. I am also good. Except my other account. I am also good.
Okay, I'll get back at you, brother. Right. Mariah 810 says not working at the moment anymore because of this and has affected my family. Unfortunately, I'm glad to have a side job and can work from home. Everyone needs to look into getting a side hustle. that is the biggest thing that everybody can take from this IG mixtape series. Get back at me later. Send me a DM. I'll definitely do what you need me to do. The one thing that we all need to understand right now is that we all need a side hustle. Everyone needs a side hustle. Hi, how are you?
Hey, Scoop. First, I want to say is I just love your voice, and I heard you on the radio today on the Sierra song, and you was like, "Let's go now, let's go now, woo, bring it back." Oh my gosh.
Let's bring it back now. Just like that. There.
Oh my gosh, man. Listen, I'm gonna have to email you. I need to know what your fee is because I gotta get you on one of my latest tracks.
We'll work on that. That's a serious fee, but we'll get to that in a little while.
Okay.
Are you working or are you not working?
Yeah, I'm currently working in the health field right now. I work 2 jobs and I'm a full-time college student. So it's a lot of work and they do give us a little bit more money. It's not much, but you know, it helps with the bills and help with gas and stuff. And it's just another stepping stone for me so I can continue with my music career. So I mean, honestly, I don't like it, but it pays the bills. So that's my main focus is to
You don't have to like it, but for a little while you have to do it. What are you doing in the health field? Tell me exactly what you're doing.
I am a nurse, and I actually have one of the lower positions, which I really don't like. They have me just giving showers for now, and I was like enhancing people intellectual disabilities and creating a whole bunch of knowledge information for them. But I end up becoming a janitor, so I have to just like clean up behind them now. But I was like,
listen, you're working, okay? You're working. That's what's important right now. There are a lot of people that are at home that are not working. I happen to be at home, but I'm blessed to be in a situation where, you know, I can move and shake. There's some people that are not working, that don't have any money, that don't have any food, anything. So be blessed for that. Being that you are working, are you still paying your rent?
Oh, well, I still live with my parents now. Like, I'm a struggling entrepreneur, and like the way that this city is set up, it's kind of hard me going to college full time and still having to pay bills. So I do offer my parents money, like for rent, but they don't never take it.
Listen, if I was your parent, I don't want your money anyway. All right, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Let's see what people are talking about here. My daughter's a student and her landlord has reduced her rent. Not everybody is bad. Let's see. I think here's the thing. I don't know how somebody is going to be able to charge you rent and at the same time you have to sit in the house. It doesn't work like that. It just doesn't work like that. It's not possible to charge somebody rent and tell them to sit down. It just doesn't work like that. It doesn't make sense. So, hello, how are you, sir?
How you doing, Mr. Fat Man Scoop? Been a long time fan of you for a long time. So my one of my ideas was that if you rented out a van and kind of like projected your workout so that you can go through different neighborhoods and the city would pay you. So in a sense, it's like you can always be the same hype man. Mm-hmm. People will never forget who you were. New people who not know of you can still continue knowing you, right. And you can keep progressing, letting people know positivity, letting people remember hip hop, letting people understand that there's other creative means of finding a way. So what I wanted to share with you at the most, because I'm a visual muralist, graphic designer, and whatnot. So what I wanted to give you is another creative feel where you can still be the hype man that everyone knows, because I loved you growing up. That was one of my favorite inspirational moments because it just gave me good light, and it really drew me to breakdancing for all my life. But what I want to get back, and it's like kind of strange to see someone and being able to talk to you now, was to give you another avenue so that you can still do what you do, and maybe they can still transport you in different ways, because at least in a van, you would have your own personal driver. You can still hype people up. People can hear you in the music and be reminded of the good hip hop, new hip hop, and anything else that can come from it.
Now, what's your Instagram, bro?
My Instagram is oka.je, which is okahe for Japanese thanks to you.
oka.je. Let me see something. Hold on. No, they don't have it on here. Oh, there it is. Hold on 1 second. Let me see, because you're a very positive brother.
Thank you, sir.
Let me see what you're working with. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. You doing your thing.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Did I send you a DM about your artwork before?
Not yet, sir, but I'm always appreciative to know that, sir. Thank you.
I will check that out. Thank you very much, man. I'm gonna check that
Thank
out. Send
you.
me a DM. I love that. I love that young man. He's actually doing what he needs to do. Again, is anybody working? If you are working, are you still paying your rent? Or are you just holding on to it because you don't know what's going to happen next? Or are you not working? And if you have the money for the rent, for May, are you going to pay it? This is all what I want to know. This is all very interesting. So I need you to comment. I'm going to DJ in about 5 or 10 minutes. We're going to wrap this up, but I want to know, again, who's working, who's not. If you're working, thumbs up. If you're not working right now, thumbs down. Jerry Fern Fitness, what are you doing? Where are you working? What are you doing? And the fact, obviously, you're paying bills. You got a couple of different hustles. I know Jerry Fern Fitness. He's a good dude. Okay, so Mitchie Lee is working. Josh Guy is working. Real DJ Class said I went back to stripping for old white ladies. Only old white ladies would appreciate your body, sir. If that's who you got to do it for, that's who you got to do it for. FT, well, hold on, let me see. At Fit Girl Linda, I see you're working. Anybody else? I work at a bank, essential. Okay, that's really, really good. Yes, banks are essential right now. If you're working, thumbs up. If you're not working, thumbs down. Tell me what you're doing at your job. I'd love to know what you do if you're working, why it's essential, and why it's needed. Please let me know. Okay, the real Charles X. Okay, you're working. Anybody else working or just unemployed? Please let me know. Okay, J-Jax 77. What do you do? What do you do for a living? Where are you working? Are you paying your rent? Are you not paying your rent? Dre's Ducati. I teach at a DJ school and they're closed. Of course they're closed. There's nothing that we can do. There's no one we can DJ for. There's nothing that can happen. I am oh so good. I'm a landlord. My question to you as a landlord, are you being cool with the people for their rent, or are you acting a fool? Do you want your money? I mean, because the bottom line is, if you can't work, if you tell me to stay in the house, how can I come up with your money? Epiphany B, what are you doing? What do you do for a living? You're working? Tell me what you're doing. Let's see, working for the census. Okay, that's cool. The census is still going? Shit, that's crazy. Let's see, I'm going to take one more person and then that's it. I think I'm going to take one more person and that's it. And then I'm going to go right to the DJ. I'm going to only play classics tonight. Only classics. I'm going to take it in a classic direction. Hi, how are you?
Hey.
What's going on with you?
Chilling. Just finished up a virtual pool party with my roommates.
A virtual pool party?
Yeah.
Where's this pool party going? Like, what the hell is this?
No, we are chilling because most of us are not working, so we're coming up with creative ways to spend the time instead of all going crazy and potentially murdering each other. So
wait, who's in the background? Who's in the background?
That never crossed my mind. My roommates.
So hi, how are you?
Yeah, that's Izzy and that's DJ.
Whoa. There's too many fucking people in there. There's like seven people in there.
Listen, it's a 5-bedroom duplex.
He's like, why are you roasting people right now? He's like, you gotta.
So wait, how many people in that house? How many people in that house?
1, 2, 3, 4, 7 people.
How many boys? How many girls?
2 boys. 2 boys. 5 girls.
2 boys and how many girls?
5.
Okay. Have y'all all been in the house together?
Yeah.
Yes.
Has anybody left?
Yes.
Yeah, I got a job.
Essence has a job. Essence is a nanny.
Somebody still wants you to be a nanny in a fucking pandemic?
Listen.
Chill out.
These rich white people can't raise their kids, so.
Oh. So even I don't care if you come to work coughing. Just come on down and take care of my kid.
Basically.
Listen, I don't give a fuck if you got a fever. Take care of Johnny. I don't care.
Basically. So the rest of us are, let's see, one other roommate is working. He teaches classical piano via Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a painter. So somebody hit me up for something. And I got you.
Okay, so that's but what scares me is that there's so many of y'all in there and 2 people go outside so they can get exposed.
No, we have a system.
Whenever I come inside, I get.
Listen, I don't need you to be the hype man.
All right, there you go.
Whenever I come inside, whenever I come inside, I get butt naked, put my clothes in the Corona corner, go take a shower, and disinfect everything that I touch, including myself.
Okay, so where's the Corona corner? Can you tell me where the Corona corner is?
The Corona corner is in my room because I ain't trying to have the Corona corner be in a common area. You know what I mean?
So let me ask you a question. When you get butt naked, where's everybody else?
I was.
As he licks his Listen, we live in a communal house, so if we see somebody butt naked because they trying to rid of the Corona shit, it happens.
Well, so like I could come in your house and just see a titty fly by because it won't titties.
Yeah. They here.
All right. I mean, okay.
Yeah, it's a lot of us in the house, so we're all trying to think. We all have a system, like Essence says. She gets butt naked and she changes everything before she gets into the common spaces. And then downstairs, whenever anybody comes into the house, is shoes off, jacket off, go straight to the bathroom and wash yourself. If you gotta wash your ass, if you gotta wash your hands, do that. And then the clothes, your outside clothes, we put them in a Corona corner, or we go upstairs and put them in a wash right away. So, and then I'm always cleaning my fucking house. I'm Jamaican, so.
Right, and you right. It's curry and cleaning that house. I got you. Give yourself a round of applause for being Jamaican. Give yourself a round of applause for that. That's right. Give yourself a round of applause. That is, people, if you're out there and you're trying to figure out how to handle stuff when you come in and out of the house, this is the best way that you could possibly do it. It's what I do. If I have to go outside to buy groceries or anything, when I come into my house, soon as I come into my house, once I get to the door, there's like a small space. I put all the stuff there. I take my clothes off at that door, butt naked. I tell my daughter to go in the room. Do not open that room because you want to see something you don't want to see. Okay. So
we gonna roll up to your house and be like randomly see a dick flying because.
Right. But listen, I told her. I said you don't want to see where you came from. You don't want to see where you came from. So then I run upstairs to the second floor and I put all the clothes in the washer. But I just drop them in because I leave the thing open. Then I go downstairs, take a shower. I come back up, I wash the clothes, and that's it. So you actually need a smart.
Simple. Just keep yourself clean and keep the things that you touch clean. So like we don't have keys in our building. It's a keypad. We wipe that off because everybody touches that to get in and out. We wipe off the handlebars on the faucets and the staircase. Just making sure to wipe down the shit that you touch all the time. Because it's impossible to tell people, oh, don't touch your face, don't touch yourself.
Listen, I'm gonna just tell you this. I'm gonna leave you on this note. When I go outside, I'm like an astronaut in a space war. I don't touch my face under no condition. I don't care if my face is scratching. I go. I shake my head like that, but I definitely don't touch my face. I'll talk to you later on, okay?
All right.
Thank you very much. All right, so we're going to wrap this up very soon. I'm going to get off. I'm going to come back on, and I'm going to do a little quick DJ set, and we're going to wrap it up. Support worker looking after people with learning disabilities. Joanne B. 12377, shout to you. That is a very noble thing to do. Mitchie Lee is retired military. Mitchie Lee 30, what are you doing? If you're retired, obviously you don't have a job, so what are you doing? What is your essential job? Scoop. We were supposed to link up, but the corona stopped all that. We'll link up after the corona. We'll link up after, man. I personally feel like it will take some time, but it will get fixed. And what I want you to understand is this. Everything is about to change in the world. I go to Asia very frequently. Actually, I was in Asia. I was in Singapore, Shanghai, an island called Macau, which is the Las Vegas of China, and Hong Kong on December 7th through 11th. I was on the train I took the bus from Macau to Hong Kong. I got off in Hong Kong Station. I had to take a train from Hong Kong Station to Hong Kong Airport. And then I was, with the people on the plane and such. I got sick on the 27th of December. Really, really sick, like 3 or 4 days, really, really sick. I don't throw up. I was like violently throwing up and everything. Now, I don't know if I had the coronavirus. It's whatever. I went to the doctor in January and I couldn't stop coughing. I kept coughing, like to the point where my girlfriend was like, "Yo, you gotta go, man. Like you keep coughing." And I went to my doctor and he said, "Listen, coughing is your way that your body cleans out and stuff like that." He said, "Listen, take this cough medicine." I took it and it was over. I do not know if that was a coronavirus. I cannot say it was a coronavirus, nor would I run around and try to prop myself up. I don't know what it was, but it was. I tell you, it was vicious. It was nasty as fuck. And I don't throw up and I don't get sick. I rarely get sick. Rarely do I get sick, and it hit me. It hit me hard. So I can only make a estimated guess. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. I do know that I was in China and that happened. And guess what? I didn't even realize it until my doctor called me yesterday asking me questions. He was like, "Yo, man, you came in at the end of the year. You were talking about you in China." I said, "Yeah, man, blah, 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 blah." He said, he started adding stuff up. So, I mean, it could have been, couldn't have been. I don't know. Who knows? All I do know is that I'm here, I'm alive, and whatever the hell it was nasty as hell, I'll be honest with you, and I got through it. And that's all I can really say about that. What I'm going to do is right now, I'm going to shut everything down. I'm going to come back and I'm going to DJ for about 10 minutes. As of now, there's no way that I can hook this in and talk to you and DJ, so I always have to get off and then come back on. With that being said, that's what I'm going to do. A couple of different things that I'm going to say. I am playing with different times of the day that I'm going to get on. So in the next couple of days, I'll be getting on at maybe 12 noon. I may be getting on at 3 o'clock. I may be getting on at 7 o'clock. I may be getting on at 4 o'clock. I want to see what the numbers look like when I'm on, when I'm off, what's happening. And then starting Thursday, whatever time it'll be, I'll promote it. I'm going to start doing interviews. The first interview will be Missy Elliott. I spoke to Missy Elliott today. I've been going back and forth on the email with her, so I'm going to talk to her. If you have a question for Missy Elliott, make it respectable. You can send it to scoop@fatmanscoop.com, or when she comes into the chat room with us while I'm talking, when I interview her, at some point I will turn the comments back on. You will get to leave your comment. If your comment is good, if your question is good, I'll ask her. Fat Man Scoop.